Hello, hello, hello. Oh my god, the wrong overlay. What is going on, Cobra Kai fans? Yes, we got a sneak peek today, and I wanted to talk to you guys more in detail about it. I have done a little quick video on it. I have also done a reaction to it, but I wanted to talk about it with you guys in more detail. And there's probably a plethora of other things in this clip that we're probably not that aware of that will be worth looking into. So I'm going to get the clip up and we can quickly watch it again or just step by step go for it. I love the clip they use, by the way. What a great way to introduce the Iron Dragons, another threat in the Sekai Taikai, and just to give that importance to the stakes. And it's just so cool. Absolutely love it. So how's everybody doing? If you haven't seen the clip, I'd be very surprised. I'm lagging apparently. Okay, let me see if I can change that. I've had this problem for so long now. I even tried to sort it out with my service provider, and they've just been a little bit annoying. So yeah, I do apologize if I'm blurry right now. As long as you can hear me, I guess that's all right. But I'm just gonna have to hope that doesn't keep doing that. Also, if anybody keeps talking about leaks, I'm either going to just ban you in the stream or time you out for like a whole day, because like I don't want any of that discussion. And I'm just going to say this: if you keep entertaining these leaks and these pages that keep talking about them, then you're ruining it for fans and you're ruining it for people. Plus, there's no proof that it might be real or not. So don't go spreading stuff from leaks. Please don't do that. If you really care about the show and Cobra Kai, you won't be doing this stuff. So please just think about that. I absolutely love how they've shown how the Cobra Kais are really not the main threat in this tournament. It's the Iron Dragons. And it makes sense because in the grand scheme of things in a world tournament, you can't just say Miyagi-Do and Cobra Kai like are easy going to win it. There's got to be competition. It's got to be higher stakes. There's got to be a dojo that has probably already won it a few times or at least has basically, had this confidence of being in the tournament before. But I think it's very clear that without saying it, Axel and Zara are the reigning champions, because the way they took down Cobra Kai, you just felt that energy. Like they don't care who you are, they're gonna win. That's the kind of vibe. Exactly, like Roundtable said. Let's just go with that. Why isn't chosen with the Miyagi senseis? Well, I think at this point he's still in Okinawa, because remember they showed in the end of part 1 he was looking at flights to Okinawa, so he went to see Kumiko, and then Daniel, Johnny, and the Miyagi-Dos went to Barcelona. So obviously he's not there right now, but we do know he does go to Barcelona, so he just rejoins them not long after. So I'm kind of curious when he rejoins them and what does he do when he's there. And I mean, Kumiko can't exactly go to the Sekai Taikai. It wouldn't make sense. I think it would make sense if he brings her for Johnny and Carmen's wedding, which I think they still haven't like made that super clear that's happening, but hopefully in part 2 there'll be like an official thing for part 3, and that's the way they can bring back a lot of characters from prior seasons. Johnny's friends, Jessica could come back, and maybe Amanda invites her and all this other stuff. But anyway, Kevin, that's a funny comment, but I can't read that. Damn. I think the Iron Dragons will end up revealing Terry Silver. You know what? It is a good theory, and I do like the idea because we don't know where Silver is at this point. I'm assuming he will be in part 2, but I think it will be cool to see, how he basically has gone all in. He's lost Cobra Kai. Obviously, he had a lot of legal trouble he had to deal with. So what does he do? And how does he still stay part of the Sekai Taikai? It would make sense if the Iron Dragons are like the reigning champs, or they've got very good history of this tournament. I would not be surprised if Silver introduced himself to them and made it very clear that he wants ownership or something. They look very dangerous, Martins. Indeed, they look very dangerous, and I think that's the worrying part. So it's one of those things. It's got nothing to do with my PC. It's literally just my Wi-Fi, so it's got nothing to do with that. My PC is like a custom built one, and it's very good. It's got nothing to do with my PC. It's literally my Wi-Fi. See, here's the thing. Silver made it very clear he hasn't had any kids. He said that to Chosen in season 5. I'm pretty sure he said that to him. Because you're talking about legacy and all this stuff. And I do think because they cut out the storyline with him dying in season 5, he would have remembered Axel straight away. If he ends up being related to Silver, that would be pretty crazy. If not, I can see him being like Silver's protege or something. But we'll see how they go about that. I mean, if the Iron Dragons really are the full-on villains and everybody in it's a villain in a way, and Silver's part of that, and then you got Sensei Wolf, who's clearly a villain, and they're setting up something between him and Johnny because of the trailer and this clip, because he's like looking over at Johnny. So that's interesting. What's up, CKW? How you doing, man? Iron Dragon will dominate the tournament. They defeated Cobra Kai. I mean, in the trailer, the sneak peek, they showed us they pretty much are dominating. So that's very interesting. I am very curious if what we get as a next clip is a little bit more about the characters in Barcelona, or is that the only bit of footage we're going to get until release? Because guys, we're so close to release. Like, by the end of this week, it will be officially 2 weeks until part 2 is out, which is pretty crazy when you think about it. So yeah, I think they are the most dominant right now, and I agree. They are really the underdogs. And at this point, guys, if you noticed that Miyagi-Do were on the board for this Sekai Taikai round, but they weren't in the clip, as in fighting. So it looks like possibly Cobra Kai beat them. And also Iron Dragons, they must have beaten like the other dojo or something, because I think there's 4 dojos in this round. And the idea of it was the captains can't fall, because that's what they made clear in the clip. I'm gonna get the clip up and we can watch it again and go through it and then talk more in detail about what we saw, because it's very cool. Okay, so it's nice that we got a clip a week after the trailer as well. Okay, I have the clip ready. I do apologize if my quality of this stream is really all over the place. It's been annoying me because I've had issues with this Wi-Fi. I'm just trying to share my screen. Okay, you guys can see my screen. I am going to just make sure put this quality down so it doesn't lag. And here we go. You guys ready? 3, 2, 1.
What did they do?
Old man. This is badass. I love the music as well, man. Oh my god. They're like, the Miyagi-Dos are like, what?
I'll take the little girl. You two get the big guy.
I'll get the big guy. I mean, no, that would Tori and Axel wouldn't even be fair if Kwon and Yoon are struggling. I love this. This is really good choreo as well.
Both Cobra Kai captains go down. The Iron Dragons win.
So badass.
Welcome to Barcelona, bitch.
Yeah, there's a line. Welcome to Barcelona, bitch. This reveal is very cool. This music is so good. And the way he looks at Johnny with that smirk and the nod. Oh, wait, is there a nod? Okay, I don't know. People were saying it was lagging. I do apologize if it was. On my end, it was fine. The Wi-Fi is actually fine now. It's gonna take Robby and Miguel to take down Axel. Honestly, if Kwon and Yoon struggled in this, even though this is about balance, this one, like staying up. I mean, in a full-on fight, Yoon and Kwon should be Axel, but again, Axel looks like a powerhouse, and Kwon and Yoon are clearly more agile and better at doing kicks. Their styles are way more dynamic and upbeat compared to Axel. Just looks like an absolute brute. Like he will simply put you out of commission with one hit. It's very crazy. It's gonna take down. It's gonna take a lot. So, I see a super chat. Oh, that Miguel and Axel is gonna be Rocky and Ivor Drago. I feel it. I've been saying this for a while. Like that's kind of the vibe I'm getting from this. So do you think it will be Robby versus Kwon semi and Miguel versus Axel final? Here's the thing: how does Miguel end up in the final if Robby is in the semis as he is the captain of Miyagi-Do? Miguel's not the captain, so something has to happen or change in order for him to fight. Because captains are the only ones that can fight in the individual contest. It wouldn't make sense for Miguel to be in that final unless if Robby faces. Well, I don't honestly think it's just the captains that go to the final. So I honestly don't know. I mean, Robby and Kwon, Cobra Kai could get knocked out because think about it. With the stuff with Robby and Kwon in the trailer, we don't know what fight that is, but that's definitely an important fight with the way they set it up. So it depends. It depends, man. I like the idea of Robby and Kwon semi and Miguel and Axel final, but there has to be things to happen in order for that. Because Robby beats him in the semis, let's say, then he's in the final. So how does Miguel end up in the final? And Axel, I think for sure Axel is like the one character that I think will get that, other than that isn't like Miyagi-Do Cobra Kai. So that really depends. Yeah, there's so many ways around it, and even for the girls, Sam and Tori, who is going to face Zara? Either one of them. I feel like Zara's going to go to the final. Like she's got to be the end game villain for them. So we'll see. Cobra Kai student, what's going on? Miguel vs. Axel, literally Daniel vs. Johnny back in Karate Kid. You could say in a way it's unique to itself as well, but it is also, I will say, it's definitely Rocky and Ivan Drago, like Rocky 4. It feels like that, especially if Robby essentially is Apollo to Miguel. Miguel and Robby are Rocky and Apollo, as I said in my video like a few months ago. Then if you haven't checked that out, I made a whole video on why I think this was a few months ago, why I think Miguel and Axel are being set up for a big fight. I think it makes total sense if something is to change, so then Miguel fights him and the Rocky Apollo thing. But if the thing I'm worried about with this comparison is if I'm right, then something happens to Robby and then Miguel has to fight. But then again, it could be. I don't know if that's going to be in the tournament. Is that is something going to happen in part 2 to Robby? Is something outside of the tournament going to happen to him, or I don't know what they're going to do with that. I really don't. This theory is the one I'm hearing a lot from fans and just generally is that, you know, Robby will get injured and hand over captain to Miguel. I think there has to be very extreme. And I said the theory about the scene in the trailer where Kwon, well, I think Kwon is holding the knife. Now, what if he hurts Robby and then that explains it? I mean, it's still such a mystery. So we're in like this boat right now. We're not entirely sure what's going on, but I just would not be surprised if Kwon tries to do something. And here's my other theory why I think Kwon would do that. He's probably going to be so mad, and I mean so mad at Robby, especially if Robby beats him in that fight in the trailer. That could be a very big fight for Miyagi-Do going forward. If he beats him, I can imagine Kwon maybe taking Kreese's lesson of being heartless way too seriously. But he's going to be mad. I feel like Kwon's the kind of guy, if you beat him, he would just not accept it. Even if you dominated and beat him in the fight. Like, I just feel like he's the kind of guy, like, he would get very sorry about that. And I like that because it shows, like, some of the martial artists that are competing in this, or the other students that are competing are not going to be, like, you know, nice about stuff if they lose and all that. This is very competitive. It's going to be deadly. I definitely think it's going to be worrying as well. I'm very worried for Miguel. I mean, that if Robby does struggle against Axel, and we saw the hit that he lands on Robby, imagine Miguel fighting him. He's going to need so much support, and Miguel's going to have this like Peter Parker, Green Goblin, No Way Home moment where he beats the hell out of Axel. I really want Robby or Miguel to beat him in such a big way that like it's like on level with, you know, Daniel winning in 84. But like this is so much bigger because it's the world tournament. In terms of iconic moments, 84 you're never gonna forget, but this is seriously something else. It's really fantastic. Just got back from work, found out they dropped a poster in Seek Big. Yes, I saw they dropped the poster, and then as soon as that kind of settled, I was like, oh my god, they've dropped a clip, and Entertainment Weekly dropped that, and I was like, wow, that's awesome. Yeah, I made a comparison to this as well, so that's a great way of seeing it, Roberto, because to the kids, Kwon and Mike Barnes, I mean, Kwon and Axel are essentially younger versions and probably more intimidating in some ways than Mike and Chosen from the Karate Kid films. I generally feel like Axel is Mike Barnes 2.0, especially if he is the reigning champ of the Sekai Taikai for the males, and Kwon's got that chosen energy about him, and I feel like it's worrying because he's gonna do some damage in this tournament too. So it's gonna be crazy. Why do I think Miguel's crying? It's got to be family related, or if it's anything to do with Robby, that would be crazy. I mean, I honestly, I I think it's going to be very, very, very sad if anything's happening to one of the kids. But I think it's got to be Yaya, or it's got to be Carmen with the baby. I mean, there's so many different theories, but I think Yaya, they better not kill her off, man. I really hope, because that the other theory as well about you saying about something happens to Sam in that street brawl in the trailer. I think Axel's there. So what if Axel sort of? I can imagine something like, what if him and Sam have that moment on the beach? It's just like, it's just friendly. They bump into those cobras, which is Kwon, and he's wearing the same. It's I think it's in line with the scene with Tori and Robby in the bar, because he's like wearing his jacket and like it looks like he's wearing the same clothing as well. So I think it's possible that we basically see that, and then what if Sam gets hurt because Axel sort of gets in a fight with Kwon, or Kwon just wouldn't leave him alone, and then Axel has to fight him, and then because they get swarmed, maybe Sam gets badly hurt, and then that they're in a hospital in Barcelona because Sam's so hurt, like she can't fight anymore. Or if it's not that, like she's just so like shaken up, and maybe it's really got to Miguel, and Johnny feels bad as well because he knows that's Daniel's daughter and that's Miguel's girlfriend, and yeah, it could be Sam. I would hate to see Sam get hurt though. I think I think it's ironic that we're saying this as well, because Miguel was saying to Johnny in literally season 4, episode 1, when they're going back to Johnny's, what about Rocky and Apollo, man? And like, Miguel makes that comparison. And the funny thing is, and I think Johnny goes like, why do you have to be Rocky? I mean, why do I have to be Apollo or something like that? But like the point is, it's not Johnny or Daniel. I think Rocky and Apollo, in some ways, you could say Rocky and Apollo is Daniel and Johnny, but I think it's more about Miguel and Robby. I feel that, even though they're still, unique to their own, and they're their own character, but like I think the comparisons work better for that. Johnny and Daniel, in terms of being champions and what they've done, like yeah, because they're both champs and all that. But like obviously Miguel and Robby, one of them's won a Nor Valley, the other's won it. Been in the final twice, but like again, the champion stuff's a bit different. But in the sense that like two alpha dogs, it's very interesting. I will say this: if Miguel or Robby, whoever is going to the final to face Axel, because it's got to be Axel in that final, I really want him to knock him out. I want them to knock out Axel and get that Drago moment where, when like Rocky hits Drago and he starts bleeding, like that's the moment where Drago's like, oh my god, damn, like I underestimated this guy a little bit too much. I want that moment with Miguel or Robby when they fight him. I really do. Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? We're so near. We're so near to it. I'm gonna quickly share my screen with this clip. I will play it again soon. But yeah, what I'm gonna do is I'm not gonna play it, but like I'm gonna like stop it at frames, and then we can discuss stuff. I mean, I gotta say, this is probably one of the most badass ways of introducing a new dojo and a new threat. I mean, what an entrance. I mean, how cool is this? Like, you've got 4 of the others, the part of the members of the team who just kneel down. They all look like they're more than capable of fighting as well. But the captain's just standing there waiting. It's so stoic, so intimidating. Like, what a way to basically have that sense again. Welcome to the Sekai Taikai. It's not long though. That's what I'm trying to say to people. Enjoy the ride. Who do you want to win the Sekai Taikai? Ooh, I think I've said this before. I want Miguel or Robby to win. I would like to see them as co-champs. I really do. It would be hard to go around it, but I think there could be a way they could do that. I personally think with the girls, I'd love to see Sam get a shine and, you know, do something Daniel never did in his life, which is winning a world tournament. But her being in it already is more impressive in some ways and really sets herself apart from just being like her dad completely. Like, she's very much her own self. And I definitely think Tori at this point with the stuff with her losing her mom, and she was cheated out of that victory in season 4, and then it took away from Sam because she could have probably won it then. And you know, I feel like Tori really deserves to win. And I don't think they'll do co-champions with both. I think it's got to only happen to one of them. But I genuinely feel that for Tori, like, man, she's suffered so much. It's really it's really sad in that way. So I think yeah, it's one of those things. But yeah, I think I mean, I'm not gonna like say I'm gonna be disappointed if certain characters don't win it. I think it's just how they do it. Like, if Miguel doesn't win and Robby wins, they've got to write that well enough. Same with Tori winning it over Sam, having the chance to win it. Like, they've got to write it well enough. I just want the guys to win. I want the team to win. That's all that matters to me. And then writing it, that's like an important thing. So it's just one of those things. I think it's gonna be hard to say. Like, overall, I want everyone to get their shine, and I want the team to win. That's all that matters to me. I definitely think the interesting thing is, if there's a Sensei division, is Daniel and Johnny gonna be part of that? But I don't know. Bro, you look like Miguel Diaz. I appreciate that. I don't think they're nerfing Robby at all. If anything, I think the trailer's shown like Robby's. It's gonna be rocky for him at first, and I didn't mean to pun that, but like as in, it's very much with Rocky. He is basically Rocky. I mean Robby. What am I saying? With Robby, I just think he is at his best right now, and obviously the stuff with Tori is gonna distract him for a bit. I mean, of course it will, but like, it's not gonna ruin him. I think he'll eventually like use that to push him. I'm just gonna adjust my seat because this goddamn seat feels so low. Okay, there we go. I do think people just need to remember, like, Robby needs to get his shine. In this part, I think it really is about that out of the kids. I'm sure Miguel will get his shine as well, but people are like getting so worried and overreacting. I'm sure Miguel gets some shine in part 2. Like, let's not think like, oh, just because the trailer doesn't show us, like, he doesn't get shine. Like, I want Hawk to get shine as well. I love what they've done with Dimitri. They buffed him up a little bit, but like, come on, let's not forget Fury the Hawk. We need him. Um, we need him to do his absolute best. Honestly, it's like a very specific style. That is a good question because every character has their own fight style. I feel like they show that very clearly in this trailer. And then with this clip, you get a bit more glimpse of Zara is very agile. That's what they've shown. She's smaller and she's very skilled. I'm sure she's very quick. And then and technically, and then with Axel, he's technique, but he's power and technique. Um, he's got like this brawn and brawler aspect to him by the looks of it, and he's really tall. I think if he's not 6'5" or 6'4", like he's at least 6'3" or 6'4". Like Patrick Lewis, who plays Axel, shout out to Patrick. He is gigantic. So it's, I mean, Robby is like, I mean, Tanner's like 5'8", I think. 5'9", 5'8", I think. So for him, like, this is pretty crazy, like that matchup. And we know Robby's more than capable of winning this tournament, but he's gonna have a lot of, important moments. I actually just realized I wrote some notes down a good few months ago when I made this video on Miguel's new rival. And funny enough, I made parallels to Rocky 4, saying Miguel is Rocky, Robby is Apollo, Sam is Adrian, and she's kind of shown that support with Miguel a lot recently, and I feel that. And then I said Silver would hire Axel, and then Axel's Ivan Drago. That was this was probably months ago, but that was just for the video that I made months ago. What if Axel gets disqualified and Robby gets hostile, even Kwon and Miguel in the finals? That could happen. Here's the thing. That kind of ruins the whole threat with Axel then, if they do this. I mean, I think it would be more crazy if one of the kids gets disqualified? If Robby doesn't get hurt, what if he gets disqualified? As in, like, he uses like a move maybe or does something, but he gets disqualified for it, and it's not because he's losing the fight. It's just because, like, they would say in the rules, like, you're not allowed to do this, and he's like, why not? And like, he won the fight, but they're like, no. And perhaps it's not an issue until something's interfering with that. I would rather they maybe have a character disqualified than get hurt. Although I think they've done that before. But it depends. Like, I just don't want to see anyone get hurt in this tournament. I mean, it's already worrying as it is, watching it from the trailer, and the Injungdo moment. Like, again, if Robby gets hurt that way, I would hate that. I mean, if Kwon does anything to Robby, I'm gonna be so mad. Like, I'll be so mad if that happens. Same with Sam or any other characters. I just don't want the Miyagi's getting hurt, man. I really don't. But it's tough. So something could happen. I mean, that's a good theory. I think Kenny is gonna go because of Devon. I just think Devon needs to own up with what she's done. I really do. So it's one of those things. Maybe in the Sam vs. Tori rematch, Sam gets badly injured, and that's why Miguel's crying. But why would it be against Tori, though? I don't think they would do that, because Tori would never, ever hurt Sam, like, at this point. I don't think she's going to hurt her. They're only fighting each other to compete. They're not fighting each other with grief and anger and all this. Like, yeah, Sam's disappointed with seeing her back in Cobra Kai, but she's not going to hold a grudge like she has before with Tori. Like, I think this is different. Thank you for the super chat, Clifford. Do you think Miguel will attempt the tornado kick again from season 4? See, I think it's very, very good you say that, and a good point, because Miguel has a history of winning fights with with kicks. He beat Robby in season 1 in the All Valley with that spin kick, a spinning back kick, and then I mean, technically he would have beaten Eli if he landed that kick, which was the tornado kick, but obviously he pulled his back and then he left the tournament. Yeah, in terms of tournaments, like, yeah, the kicks and all that, and I really hope he does the tornado kick and wins the fight. What if he does this in a fight against Axel and he beats him with the tornado kick? That would be epic. But it's like such a big kick. Like, if he knocks out Axel or like hits him right in the head and wins, that would be insane. But yeah, I think it's gonna be hard to say how, because they could have another move. I really do want to see the Miyagi-Dos use like a new technique or something that we haven't seen, and it will help them, really reel in the competition and give them an edge, but not to be like dirty when they're fighting, but like I really want them to have an edge. And I guess the thing is, though, they keep those techniques for the adults, like the pressure points, and there's probably other techniques we don't know about that forbidden, but like the kids, I mean, they tease the thing about Anthony knowing or reading the technique that Daniel says he hopes he never uses. But I really hope they actually still go into that, because they haven't really spoken much about that, which I'm surprised. That is kind of crazy when you think about it. Literally, Axel took down Kwon and Yoon, and they've been training their whole life, so that was easy, too easy for Axel. And then Zara with Tori, obviously, like, she had no idea. You know what? I have a feeling that we're gonna get something around Christmas about that. I think what would be cool is after part 2's out, and this will probably be once after the Karate Kid Legends trailer's even out. I think we will see around December time, maybe not on Christmas necessarily, but like early December. It would be cool because it kind of reminded me of like the marketing for Cobra Kai season 3, and then like obviously for season 4, they could announce the part 3 release date during Christmas or December, and then going into 2025, we know the release date then. I think that would be ideal. I'll probably make a video on this to explain my thoughts, because if it is February, then I think this would make a lot of sense. And the first trailer would then probably drop in January, towards like the end of January. So that'll be interesting. Yes, this season is truly going to be insane. I can't wait. I cannot wait. Ooh, I don't know about that. Robby is the most overrated character in the series. Why do you say that? I want to know why you think that, because that's a very massive statement to make, or whatever you're saying. I want Terry Silver to have bigger roles, or a bigger role. I'm excited for his return. There's no there's no Cobra Kai without Terry Silver, so I'm sure he's in season 6. It's gotta happen. Sam versus Maria, that would be cool, especially because if Tori and Zara have this rivalry, which I feel like they will, especially because of this scene in the sneak peek, I think Sam and Maria from Furia de Pantera would really make more sense. But yeah, I think I think that's going to be a very interesting matchup, and I actually can't wait to speak to Jules about that. Because she is such a badass. I don't think enough people actually realize this, but like Juliana Ramos, who plays Maria Alvarez, she is. I mean, she's a massive stunt actress in the stunt community. She recently worked on Bad Boys, and she's in the film as well. There's a scene she's in, and then she was in the Jackpot Prime Video movie, which I loved. And there's literally a dojo sequence she was involved in, which is very Cobra Kai, and I loved it. And she has a fight with Aquafina, which is quite funny. And then Cobra Kai, and she's worked on so many other things as well. I think Beetlejuice 2. She was Jenna Ortega's stunt double. So yeah, massive shout out to Jules. And yeah, she's really cool. So again, like I really want to see her and Zara fight because Raina's background with martial arts, 13-time Taekwondo champ, and she's been doing martial arts her whole life, and she's like a fourth or fifth dan with a black belt. And then Juliana Ramos, she's also a black belt, and she's been doing this for a lot of her life, so I'm sure she's at a similar level in some ways. So that is gonna be interesting. What's up, Finn? Part 3, Cobra Kai team up with Miyagi-Do to take down on Dragons and Terry Silver. That'd be crazy. I love how your profile photo is a photo of us as well. With the incomplete gi, because I didn't have the American patch on. I'm so annoyed I didn't have the American patch on at that con. And another thing, dude, why didn't I roll up my sleeves? I just feel like the gi looks better when like you roll it up, especially when you have the patch on. But yeah, I think part 3 that's going to be insane. We haven't even got part 2 yet. We got to focus on that, but like part 3 is going to be something else. I mean, it's already been really insane from the start. So yeah. Sorry, I'm just doing something. 1 second. I think what fights am I expecting in part 2? So in particular, I will say, well, Robby, Kwon. Hopefully another Zara Tori fight. Sam and Tori are gonna fight, I think. Like in one of the contests, because they shown that in the trailer. I'm sounding a strawberry right now. I think I really want Hawk and Yoon to have a good fight. Dimitri and Eli fighting him and Kwon would be pretty crazy. I think they should. I want to see the senseis fighting. I'm not gonna lie, Sensei, Wolf, and Chosen would be so badass. I would absolutely love that. I don't know if that would 100% happen, but like it's definitely interesting. But yeah, I think Daniel. Oh, I feel like they're setting up a rivalry with like Johnny and Sensei Wolf, but if there was like a crazy fight between Daniel, Johnny, if Kreese is involved in this fight and Sensei Wolf, again, if Silver's there, and you also have maybe Dennis comes back from Karate Kid 3. That would be insane. That would be a crazy, crazy fight. Oh, I can imagine that being insane. But that'd probably be hard to do. So, I really want to see a Johnny Silver matchup again. Again, this might not happen in part 2, but like after season 4, I was like, damn, Johnny got done dirty by Silver. But I do like that little fight they had, but I really want them to fight like proper um like a proper long fight. Like those two would be amazing because Thomas and William are both martial artists, so that would be so badass. There's so many fights. The team up fights. I really do want to see Miguel and Johnny and Robby team up together to fight. Maybe, maybe Sensei Wolf and Axel. And again, this could be outside the tournament, or Miguel and Robby team up fight together again. Miguel and Johnny, Sam and Daniel, Johnny and Robby. We had Johnny and Robby in season 5, but like I want to see more like from that with one of the kids and one of the adults. We had not seen that yet. Do you think Terry Silver comes back and kills Kreese? And that's why Johnny made Cobra Kai with. I don't know what's going on with that, and if that's 100% even true. But I will say this: if Johnny's Cobra Kai does come back, how would this make any sense? And why would that be the case? And something has to happen in part 2 if Johnny brings back Cobra Kai. Like, why would he give up on Miyagi-Do? I don't think they're gonna break them up. I think if anything, they would have to be some sort of logistical thing or something they have to do in order to continue. But I don't know. That would be a weird one. Again, they might not bring it back because Johnny's not had Cobra Kai since season 2, but I know how much people resonate with Johnny's Cobra Kai. I mean, I love Johnny's Cobra Kai. But it's definitely difficult to say right now. Bro looks like Miguel. Thanks, Luke. We need more backstory, Mr. Miyagi. I know a lot of people like the mystery, and I do, but I generally am at this point now. I want to know what the hell the backstory is so we can understand Mr. Miyagi more. Because why not explore that? And you can do that without ruining his legacy. Because we want to know how he became a good man. So that's just something. And then it's just interesting. If why would Terry kill Kreese? It would rather be the other way around. I mean, I think both of them are gonna try and kill each other. I mean, you gotta remember Terry Silver put Kreese away, framed him for assaulting Stingray and all that stuff, but Kreese is annoyed about that still. And then you got all this other stuff with Kreese will be angry, so they fight. And then like obviously like Silver's just still mad at him for just not leaving him alone type thing, and probably bringing back all these like all the PTSD and everything about Vietnam. And he's pushed Silver to this point. Silver's like that's it. And now the Cobra Kai stuff, Silver's going to be unhinged. I can see that happening. It's going to be sad whoever dies, but I think Kreese could die saving someone like Johnny against Silver. Which is it's going to be. I will be sad whoever they kill off because like it's just the fact that these guys have been around so long and they're such great characters. I mean, Master Kim at this point, I'm curious what his role is after part 1, but I don't know if he'll be in part 2. I don't think he should be a focus. It should be on the tournament and everyone in there. But you never know. He might be in part 3 if he's not in part 2. And I'm just curious how they would go about that. But anyway, I mean, that was just one round. I think people are overreacting a little bit. Like some fans in comments on like socials, like Instagram, are like, "Oh, he's done. That's it." Like Kwon is basically, he's not as good as people say. I'm sorry, but like we can't make that statement right away. Like we haven't, we've barely seen him fight, but we know that he's a badass. So that's just one early round, and that's also to do with um all this stuff with the tournament, with all the different fights and different rounds. And I don't know if that's the actual John Hurwitz, because he should have a wrench around him. Let me I'm gonna double check, but I'm not sure. Damn, my connection is really bad. So I do apologize for that, guys. I think I put a wrench around John's name. I don't honestly think that's him. I can't even see it. I'm on StreamYard. It will tell you if they've got a wrench, so I don't think that's him. I mean, Diego from Spain. Shout out to Justin Ortiz. I feel like they are going with something like that. I wonder if they drop some sort of silver teaser for November 15th. Oh, that would be interesting. I'm not gonna lie, I wouldn't mind a season 4 type teaser again, like Terry Silver's return, but it's for the tournament. That would be kind of funny. I just love that trailer. That's easy one of the best trailers for a character return I've ever seen ever. It's just so badass. My notifications, oh my god, I have to go through that later. Just my notifications on my phone are going crazy. I'm gonna put my phone in this tripod. Oh, we haven't even talked about that. What do you guys think of the new poster? That's something we should talk about. It's such a badass poster. I can get that up right now, actually. Sorry, give me 1 second, because I still haven't got like a 4K like version of the poster yet. So when we zoom in and stuff, it'll be like really nice, high quality. Hopefully, Netflix has dropped that, so I can actually like get that for you guys. And because I really want to see the poster in high def. Part 2's poster is so badass. I'm just trying to imagine Part 3's poster, if that's like how good the Part 2 poster is. Let me try and just get it on. I've got it on my phone, but I haven't got it on my PC yet. So give me 2 seconds. Here we go. Dude, it's such a good poster. I love it. I like the ones they posted before as well, with I really like the ones they put, like, the ones with Miyagi stuff and like the fly with the chopsticks, that kind of stuff. Okay. Trying to find an actual 4K version. It's kind of hard to find a 4K version. A lot of these versions are just okay, I think I found one that pretty much is that. I guess that will do. Yeah, I think a few people think it's the best poster we've had. Do you guys agree with that, or do you think we've had better? Because personally, for me, I think it could be. It's probably like top 3, but I'm still deciding if I like it more than like the season 4 poster and 5, because those are really good, and the season 6 part 1 poster was really good. I just trying to decide where I rank that. Um. All right, I'm gonna try and get this image up. Is there a way? No. Well, let me share it for some reason. Yeah, the new post is really good. I think it's really good. It's just difficult to say if it's the best one. Right on my Insta feed, right there. Why was Miggy crying? I mean, I've said about this earlier on. There's so many different theories that we could say about that. It's definitely worrying though. I think I should talk about it in a specific video, but I have already spoken about it in my trailer breakdown. Whatever the scene is it's definitely sad for sure. Wow, this guy, I just saw this guy use my theory. I mean my thumbnail. That's quite funny. Yeah. That's funny. Why isn't it letting me show you the poster? Hold on, guys. Well, what? It said image. Why do I need an extension? I don't know what this download is supposed to be, but it's not a video. It's literally a photo. What is going on? You know what? Twitter would have been so much quicker. I should have done that in the first place. My bad, guys. Cobra Kai is trending. Well, it's been a pretty good day for Cobra Kai fans, hasn't it? So badass. I love it. Okay, I got it now. Got it. So let's talk about the poster. So, what do you guys think of this poster? Very cool though. This one's very detailed. The Cobra there's pretty cool. You see loads of the participants. There's Axel, and then there's Zara. This is literally a shot from one of the stills, I believe, that Curtis took. And there's Miyagi-Do's. It's pretty badass. And then the season 6 logo. There's Miguel, Devin, Dimitri, Hawk, Robby. Robby's hair looks cooler here with the headband. I like that. Sam looks cool there. Daniel. He's got a fist like that. I was expecting like a different style move, but this still looks cool. And obviously Johnny, there's classic poses, headband. There's Yoon and Kwon. That looks so cool. I love how they're in this as well. It's obviously Miyagi-Do Cobra Kai based, so yeah, it's good what they've done. And they kept the mystery with the Iron Dragons. I'm sure part 3 will have like an Iron Dragons one. Or if they were gonna do Sekai Taikai promo, why didn't they have a poster for each different dojo? Or even if they had one for like, you know, it would have made so much sense if they had a poster for Iron Dragons and then like giving us some details on like the different dojos and their histories with this tournament. I mean, I love what Nerd Fusion, shout out to Nerd Faseo, he's made some Sekai Taikai character posters and they are so cool, and he's done them with loads of characters, so check them out on Instagram because he's done a great job with them. And that's kind of like what I expected, especially with the season 4 Valley. Like they need to drop some character posters because like that would be very cool. Dimitri is ready for the fade. Look at him. Look at Dimitri, just so goofy. I do like the new hair. It's like pretty cool on him. Miguel looks pretty cool here. Devin. Okay. With all due respect to Devin, how is Kenny not there? Especially they revealed him in the trailer. There's space here to have Kenny. They could have had Kenny here. Hawk looks pretty badass. Yeah, Robby looks so sick. That's such a sick pose as well. And then yeah, Cobra Kai. Look at Martin Cove, aka John Kreese. Looks badass as always. What the hell just happened? It says I need an extension. No, I don't. It's a JPEG file. What the hell? Okay, it's come back. So yeah, I got Alicia, Sensei Kim, and John Kreese, Peyton's Tori Nichols. Peyton looks pretty cool. We haven't seen. I think the only time we've seen her hair down before she puts on the headband is like right here, and obviously when she's revealed to be in Cobra Kai. But I think she puts her hair up when she then wears the headband. But it's a cool look. Kwon and Yoon, that's pretty badass. I'm surprised. Okay, with Terry Silver, they're obviously keeping that a mystery still. Is there anyone else you think other than Kenny that should have been added to this poster? I mean, I feel like because of the clips and the trailer revealing the Iron Dragons, I do feel like Axel and Zara maybe should have been on there somewhere, like maybe here and here, and then maybe Lewis was somewhere there as well. But I guess like keeping it to Cobra Kai and Miyagi-Do. I mean, the flag he's covering, it's okay, red banner. I think that's the Iron Dragons logo though. I think the red one it's not. I think that's the Italian. No, that's not the Italian dojo. That's the. Actually, you know what? It could be. It could be. That's. I believe this is the Russian dojo. Yeah, I think that's the Russian dojo. Why does it keep doing that? I don't need. It's a JPEG. This is getting annoying now. Don't understand why it's doing that. So I do apologize. I don't think it is covering like a flag specifically. I think it's just the way they've had made Daniel, because they put him so much bigger here. So yeah, that's interesting for sure. Thing is, not all of the dojos with the flags, I think, are even competing. I don't think there's a dojo from Ukraine in the tournament, or Argentina, or Canada. Obviously, Korea is. Here we go. That's one of the stills from before. Yeah, obviously Korea is the Korean Cobra Kai's, because Cobra Kai is going in as a Korean dojo, and each country has a specific dojo from another country. The Iron Dragons, I believe, is from Hong Kong because of the flag on the back of the geese. You would have seen that in the trailer as well. This red banner, it's just like that. I mean, the Cobra Kai Miyagi-Do banners are there, which looks so cool. I love the Korean Cobra Kai logo. It's so badass, isn't it? And then obviously Miyagi-Do karate with the eagle to represent Johnny joining Miyagi-Do. It's very cool. Is there? Would you guys say this is the best poster we've had, or do you think there's been better? Yeah, Kenny should be that. Kenny looks. I mean, Dimitri looks like a gangster. It kind of does. He's like, all right, mate. You want to go, mate? He looks very cockney. It's just funny seeing him like look like that. But yeah, I think that is very interesting indeed. Welcome to Barcelona. That quote's kind of stuck in my head because it's such a funny but simple quote. Welcome to Barcelona. Got a super chat from Terry TJ. Devin gets hurt because she's not ready. Kenny subs. I can see that happening, and I think this is part of her feeling bad for even more feeling even more guilty for the stuff she did with Kenny. I think Kenny's got to be there for sure. DS man, thank you for the super chat, man. Will we see flashbacks in part 2 leading up to Sekai Taikai? Ooh, the only flashback I think I am expecting, and this is based on. I said this in a video back in September, I think, early September, or was it August? I think actually no. I said this after part 1 dropped. So I said this in a short, but because of the discovery Daniel makes about Mr. Miyagi having participating in the Sekai Taikai, I'm really curious how that's going to affect how he's feeling in going into this tournament. Is he going to necessarily is he going to be like the one character in the whole history that killed someone, or is Mr. Miyagi, the whole thing about his past, did he save somebody, or did he use self-defense? I'm curious because in what era was that when he fought? Like, I'm sure they'll reveal this in part 2, but the reason why I'm saying about Miss Miyagi with this is I think we need to see a flashback to that tournament, and maybe Daniel will find out what happened, and then we get a flashback to it whilst he's being told. But who's gonna tell him about that? That's the interesting thing. So that's what I'm curious about. But it is very interesting, to say the least. Thank you for the super chat. Zara Axel more should have been on there. Yeah, I feel like they could have been at the bottom and maybe filled out some of the gaps here. That would have been pretty cool. But again, I think they're keeping it more kosher. They probably will be in the part 3 poster, but there's so many characters in these posters now. It's actually kind of crazy. Why does Hawk look notable on the poster? What do you mean by that? Hawk better get his shine. I'm just gonna say this. I really want Hawk to get his shine. How come Iron Dragons is Hong Kong, but Zara and Axel don't look Asian? Well, I think Iron Dragons. My theory, because I think Axel's Russian, and also with Zara, like, it's still unknown where she's from, but the actress Reina is Indian, and she's also American, I believe. So, yeah, it depends what they're going with that. The other characters definitely look like they're basically like they could be from Hong Kong or different parts of the world again, but like the fact Axel and Zara are there, I think they're just from different parts, but they're clearly like they might have been part of the team for a while, so we don't know the history with that, and we don't know like how many tournaments have they done, or what it was the last Sekai Taikai their first tournament. Did they were they with Iron Dragons for prior to that? Like, what is their history? I'm curious about that. And also, I think, I mean, technically Zara's Asian, so yeah. Axel's not Asian though; he's Russian. So Ivan Drago, literally. That red flag's Tiger Strike. Yeah, Tiger Strike is. Is that the Russian dojo? I think it is. Bro has no neck. Wait, which character are we talking about? I honestly, like, as soon as I saw that, and because she's very active on like social media and all that, I was like, yeah, there's so many crazy simps for Zara. How tall is Kwon? I've met Brandon Lee, Brandon H. Lee, when I saw him at the premiere for part 1. So probably my height. I think he was like my height, like just under 6 foot type thing, or 6 foot, 5'11". Bro, will you cry when part 3 ends? I mean, dude, I think part 2 is gonna have loads of roller coasters, but I think part 3 overall there's gonna be a lot of emotional moments. I think most of the sad moments will come with that because it's the end of the show, yes, and it's the end of certain character arcs, and the OGs. It's gonna be sad for sure. I'm just very curious what we're gonna see in part 3, and I just hope, yeah, whatever it is, it's good, and it's done right. Yeah, that's gonna be emotional, bro. I think all the big Cobra Kai fans like myself that care about it this much, it's definitely gonna be one of those moments you're never gonna forget. So yeah. 100%. Miguel wearing Yaya's bracelet, possibly passes. Well, hasn't Sholo worn that bracelet for a while? Well, he's worn that. I've noticed him wearing it more recently. That would be interesting, though. Damn, if Yaya dies as well, man, that's gonna be sad. I hope they didn't do that. Yeah, I think when Zara called Tori that, Tori was like, "What the hell?" Sort of like a massive moment of her going, "Shit, this is crazy." But yeah, I think that is definitely interesting. Oh wow, love your content, love from Japan. Oh, I appreciate that. Toshiko? No, I'm sorry, I said that wrong. Toshiko. That's a cool name. Appreciate the love. I actually really want to visit Japan, Tokyo. I really want to go Okinawa as well. Just want to visit. Absolutely love it. So appreciate that. Oh, the stuff about run times. I think I probably want to talk about that, but like I'm expecting it to be a good amount at least. Zara in a way she is, yeah. It's like a more beefed up, not literally, but like she's a more savage and extreme version of Tori, you could say. More skilled, just overall, like, yeah, in that way. But I think it's interesting what direction they're gonna go with that. And yeah, how do I think Johnny knows a new sensei? I said this in the video. Check that out if you haven't. Why I spoke about the sneak peek. I actually think Johnny has that moment with Sensei Wolf in the trailer prior to this scene, and then that's why Sensei Wolf's looking over. So he's sort of going like, "You're gonna be struggling at this tournament in a way," or "This is my dojo, my students," you know. Oh, yes, man. Thank you for another super chat. Will Daniel and Johnny actually go separate ways after the tournament? Well, that is gonna be sad if they do. I mean, you could technically say they do go their separate ways, but I think whatever they do, it's they're friends for life now. I think that's they're friends for life. I don't want them to just sort of not be, you know, be in touch and connected anymore after the show. Like after the story wraps up, I really hope they're still, you know, they're buddies for life in a way, and they always respect each other. But I don't want that to happen. I mean, if that does happen, kind of like what would be the best reason for it? I can only imagine that happening if that's the direction they want to go. If they're doing like when they come back to the movie, but like, and I'm not talking about the new Karate Kid movie. I'm talking about just the films in general. If they touch upon that when they do like a Cobra Kai spin-off, as in not the Miyagi show, if that's definitely happening, but like the what you call, you know, like when they do season 7 maybe in the future, or if they do a Cobra Kai Netflix movie, that would be cool. So yeah, we'll see. Um yeah, exactly. He's had that bracelet for a while. You think about it, it is technically like that because the white and the black, I mean, it's like a combination of Miyagi-Do and Cobra Kai, and then Iron Dragons are gray, which I like in that way. It's cool to have gray gis. I loved it when they gave Chosen a gray gi as well when they brought him back, and like now we're seeing that with the Iron Dragons. I'm not gonna lie, Chosen would be a force in that dojo. They should reveal a new character that compete with Hawk. I mean, who like the Cobra Kai's are. Brennan Hawk Mitri patch things up. Thank you for another super chat, DS man. I think they will. I hope they do have a meaningful chat though, because it's getting like, you know, in that sense. Yeah, John Howitz said about that a while ago, but I don't know what shine he's exactly talking about. But Dimitri, I think he'll get some moments, but it's not about him. It's mainly like the other boys, and I'm sure he'll get a. I'm sure him and like Eli will get a good moment together, like the Binary Brothers moment, because they definitely need that because they have such good team spirit when they work together, and I love that aspect to them. But yeah, he is. He's at least 6'3" or 6'4". Very tall guy. Oh my god, yeah, that's who I also didn't mention. Like, yeah, so Kenny and Chosen should be here. I think what they're doing is, even though they showed it in the trailer, they just didn't put him on the trailer because going into the tournament, he's not there. And I think they're just showing. They just made this poster going into part 2, but then you might reflect part 2 with the poster with the characters that we just seen and all that stuff. I appreciate that. Thanks for the love, man. Damn, Cobra Kai Karate, you ruined it, bro. Yaya's the main villain. Or did I actually plot that myself? And that is the reason why I'm going to Barcelona. And I'm kidding. Yaya's not the villain, bro. She's the anti-hero. She just does things in a specific way. God, these strawberries are nice. What do you think happens to Kwon after the tournament? Well, if he, depending on how part 2 ends, if he does go, and I mean, Robby beats him, I can just imagine him doing something to Robby. Here's the thing: if he does try and hurt him because of, let's say, Robby beating him, what if he hurts Robby and then like he has to go back to Korea because like he basically gets disqualified or the dojo gets like banned from it because of like something he does. That would be pretty insane, but again, I don't know. But that is a interesting one. I hope that Kwon basically gets a lot of limelight in part 2, and I'm sure he will. Do you think there's going to be a Miyagi-Do series to the Cobra Kai? Well, Miyagi-Do's been much a big part of this of Cobra Kai series, but I think it's difficult to make a Miyagi-Do series now because you've already done this story and Miyagi-Do's intertwined in it. I think it really depends. I mean, that's why I think the Mr. Miyagi show, if they do that, it's basically Miyagi-Do, but they'll probably just call it Miyagi Yeah, we were talking about Zara, Alex. I mean, you mean Axel, Miguel, Robby. But do you think Hawk would do a comeback in the tournament, maybe and do something after it? What do you think he'd be doing after the tournament? And also, I've said this earlier on. I want Hawk to get his shine, man. I really do. Yes, I said this earlier on. Oh no, you're not late. You're all good. I will be ending the stream not long though, because it's been live for like an hour and a half nearly. Amanda as Adrian. Oh, yeah. I personally can't see her doing this well in the tournament because she's like the least experienced out of the kids that are there, and also because of the stuff with Kenny, like I think it's gonna humble her in that way. Like this decision was not the right one I took to cheat and go to Barcelona. But yeah. Oh, DS man, thank you for the super chat. I've got a feeling that shows will bounce at Danny Johnny's Rift. You know what? I can see them having this issue and then Chosen basically like I want to see more from Chosen as a sensei. I think that'll be really cool, especially like him stepping up. Also, I really hope he gets a moment with Tori that parallels season 5 when he said honor is everything. Because if they don't really do anything with that, I feel like the potential was missed, or that it's just a missed opportunity to have Chosen and Tori interact again. And he basically like wants to, you know, he wants to get Tori out of Cobra Kai again, but like he's also trying to help her, and remind her about honor. But yeah, that's a good point. I think that's a good theory. Finn, thank you for joining, brother. I will see you again soon. Thanks for jumping in. Just thank you for joining, Perry. I appreciate that. You have a good one. All right, before I end the stream, let's watch this Iron Dragon sneak peek one more time. It's so cool, and let's just enjoy it one more time before I head off. So badass.
What did they do?
Oh.
I'll take the little girl.
I love the way Tori goes, I'll take the little girl. We may take Axel. They have no idea. I feel like 3 of them would have gone for 1 of them if they'd known like they were this good. So slick though, I love it. It was that easy.
Both Cobra Kai captains go down. The Iron Dragons win.
Oh god, I love the mat. So cool. That move is pretty bad as well.
Welcome to Barcelona, bitch.
Welcome to Barcelona, bitch. I do like this moment as well with Lewis. It's good. And look at Kwon, he's like, I'll be back. It's so badass. The smile. He's like, yeah, I got you, Johnny. But yeah, guys, thank you all for tuning in. This has been really fun to talk about the clip and the poster. And hope you guys had fun. I will be back again very soon for another stream. I probably will do one later this week on Sunday. And I think also, as November is this Friday, next week, we might get something new. I don't know about another clip, but we might get some more details. And then I think with the week after, that would be release week. So I will be doing a stream right before the drop, and I'll be doing some other stuff as well before that. And then, of course, I will be dropping loads of content on release and post release. So there's gonna be a loads on the channel, and in live videos, shorts, interviews. There'll be so many new ones, and just more videos about part 2 and part 3, baby. And then obviously my review. I still don't think I've dropped my part 1 official review, but you know, you guys kind of got what I meant because I spoke about it on the stream. But I think I need to do like an actual part 1 review so you guys know where I'm at with that. And yeah, I think you should subscribe anyway because we do a lot of cool stuff here. But yeah, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Smash that post notification bell so you don't miss anything. And obviously follow me on Instagram at Cobra Kai Nation YT. I'm so active on there. So yeah, thanks you again for tuning in, guys. And I'll see you. I need a new outro, don't I? I love this outro. Like, I could play that all day. And it will not get annoying. Okay, what is Terry Silver? What's that? What's that thing I need to? What's that thing you say to people? What is it? It goes. Asa. That's it. That's it. Yeah. Okay. Bye.